Hello everyone, welcome to fifth session on projection of solids. In this video we'll solve a problem on hexagonal prism, and the difference between this problem and all the previous problem is that in this kind of problem we have to find out apparent inclination. In third step, before you copy object from second step to third step, you have to find out what is apparent inclination, then you have to copy. Or in your words, you can call it as this is a problem in which we have to take locus in third step, then we have to copy object from second step to third step. We'll tell you how to identify this kind of problem. We'll tell you how to identify whether apparent inclination you have to find out or not. So problem statement is like this. A hexagonal prism with base dimension 30 mm and axis height 50 mm is resting on HP on one of its corners of base. Draw the projection of prism if axis is inclined to HP at 30 degree and VP at 40 degree. So I told you in all the problems, before you start solving, first you have to identify what is the given object. Here given object is a hexagonal prism. Then you have to identify whether this object is kept in edge condition or corner condition. Here it is clearly mentioned that hexagonal prism is resting on one of its corners of base. So given object is hexagonal prism, in first step you have to place one hexagonal prism in corner condition. In second step we need axis inclination with respect to HP, and here it is given axis is inclined to HP at 30 degree. This information is needed for second step, axis inclination with respect to HP, and in third step same axis is making 40 degree with respect to VP. So whenever same axis line is inclined to both HP and VP, we have to find out apparent inclination in third step, or we have to take locus and copy in final step. Previous problem if you consider, in third step the sentence was like axis is inclined to HP at 30 degree, resting side is inclined to VP at 40 degree. That means axis is not making inclination with respect to HP and VP. With respect to HP, axis inclination is given. With respect to VP, resting side inclination was given. In such cases, locus is not required. But whenever same axis is inclined to both HP and also VP, then we have to find out apparent inclination in final step. But in same problem, if it was given like axis appears to be inclined at 40 degree to VP, so whenever that appear word comes, it means apparent inclination is given, so locus is not required. So remember, whenever same axis line is inclined to both HP and VP, we have to take locus and proceed in final step. I am having one hexagonal prism here, basis of hexagon shape. I can keep this prism in two ways, resting on one of its edges of base or resting on one of its corners of base. If the question is like the prism is resting on one of its edges of base, so we'll treat this edge as resting side. We'll rotate it such that prism is resting on one of its edges of base. This will be the position of prism. To satisfy that, in first step we have to place prism like this, or in edge condition like this. If the given question is hexagonal prism is resting on one of its corners of base, then we have to place prism like this, or in top view prism will be like this. Rotate it such that prism will be resting on one particular corner. So this will be the front view of prism if it is kept in corner condition. Here total 4 edges are visible: right extreme edge, these two vertical edge, and left extreme edge. These many edges are visible in front view. So here in this problem I will keep this hexagon in corner condition. Since it is prism, this point corresponds to top corner and bottom corner. Bottom corner will name it as A1 and top corner will be A. When you observe from top side, bottom corner A1 is not visible, so we'll write it inside bracket. Similarly, at second point, B1 is bottom corner, which is not visible, therefore inside bracket. Similarly, here C is top corner visible point and C1 is bottom corner not visible. Similarly, remaining 3 points. After that, we'll locate center using thin line. Draw 2 diagonals. You will get center of this prism. So this will be center of prism. Remember, in case of pyramid, you have to connect all corners with center using a thick continuous line. But in case of prism, you have to locate center using thin line. Here thin line is to locate center, but in case of pyramid, thick line will indicate inclined edges of pyramid. Moving on to first front view. Project vertical lines from every corners. Also one from center. According to given question, height of this prism is 50 mm. So I will take height along axis line, or will take height from center. This height has to be 50 mm. Since it is prism, this height will be same 50 mm only. Continuous line. If it is pyramid, you have to connect this bottom corner with the apex, but in case of prism, you will be having vertical edge. Vertical edge from all the points. Complete front view. Coming to naming, we'll start with bottom corners. Base portion also you have to complete. This will be base of prism. Naming, I will start with base corners. Along this line I am having point A and A1. Here A1 is base corner. So this is corner of base. So this will be point A1 dash. Since it is front view, we'll write it using dash. A1 dash. Next, this point, along this line I am having B1 and F1 point. B1 and F1 because this is base corner, so this point corresponds to F1 and B1. Out of F1 and B1, observer is located here. Therefore, B1 is nearer to observer visible point, F1 is away from observer hidden point. Hidden point will write it inside bracket. So this point will be B1 dash outside bracket and inside bracket F1 dash. And next point, this point corresponds to O1 dash, center, and this point it corresponds to E1 dash and C1 dash. C1 is nearer to observer, so C1 dash will be outside bracket and E1 dash will be inside bracket. This is E1 and C1 because this is base corner. And finally this point is D1 dash. And moving to top corners. So since it is top corner, this will be A dash. This point corresponds to B dash and F dash. B dash will be outside bracket similar to bottom corner and F dash will be inside bracket as it is not visible. This will be O dash. C dash and inside bracket E dash, and the last point D dash. Indicate all the dimensions. Base dimension is 30, height is 50. That completes first step in this problem. So by the end of first step, prism is kept in corner condition. Total 4 vertical edges are visible in front view. 1, 2, 3 and 4. These 4 edges I have marked thick in first front view. In second step, same object you have to copy but inclined at an angle of 30 degree. According to given question, axis is making 30 degree with respect to HP. This is resting on one particular corner now. Axis should be inclined at 30 degree. But before you copy, you have to find out what is this base inclination. To find out base inclination, 90 degree minus axis inclination with respect to HP. So 90 minus 30, this base inclination will be 60 degree. So you have to start with this base inclination at an angle of 60 degree. In second step, same image you have to copy from first step to second step, but this base edge should be making an angle of 60 degree. So while doing it manually, first draw this base edge A1 dash D1 dash inclined at 60 degree. For that you have to find out what is this dimension. This dimension is 60. So length is 60, will be inclined at 60 degree. Then locate point D dash. This will be point D dash. This will be point A dash and back to point A1 dash. So this object I have copied from first step to second step. You will be having axis line exactly at middle. Now if you measure this inclination, axis will be making an angle of 30 degree with respect to HP. So given condition is satisfied now, you have to locate 2 more points B and C here, B1 and C1 here. For that you can measure this horizontal distance and you can locate same point B here. This horizontal distance is 15.02 mm. Even this dimension will be, this dimension is 14.98 mm. So I will locate 2 more points here. So this is point B and F. This will be B1 and F1. This is point C and E. And this is point C1 and E1. This line should be thick line because I am copying same image from first step to second step. So all these lines should be thick. Copy naming also. Next, vertical projection from all the points. Project vertical lines from every point. Last line from point O1. Similarly, project horizontal line from every point. One more horizontal. Yeah, I have completed all the horizontal lines as well. Now keep locating every point just like all the previous problems. This is the vertical line from A and horizontal line from A. These 2 points will intersect here. So this is point A, vertical from B, horizontal from B. This will be B. In the same manner, I have located all the remaining points also. Now connect these points. While connecting, you have to remember, first you have to concentrate only on outermost points. I will start with A to B, you can erase these extra lines. First concentrate only on outermost points. We will start with point A to B, C, B1, C1, D1, E1, F1, E, F, and back to A. So I have connected all the outermost points first. Now we'll concentrate on inner points. There are 2 inner points, point D and point A1. We'll start with point A1. In second step, observer is here. When you observe from top side, point A1 is below axis line or it is away from observer. If the point is away from observer, that point will be hidden point. So you have to connect it using dotted lines. 3 lines from A1. To identify which are the 3 lines, you can refer this diagram. F1 to A1, B1 to A1, A to A1. And all 3 lines will be dotted because the point A1 is located away from observer. So A1 to F1, A1 to B1, A1 to A. All 3 lines will be dotted. Now the last point is point D. D is nearer to observer, so it is visible point. You can connect using thick continuous line. 3 lines are D to E, D to C, D to D1. D to E, D to C, and the last line D to D1. So that completes second view or second step in this problem. In last step, it is given that axis is inclined to VP at 40 degree. So first draw one line inclined at an angle of 40 degree. We'll construct one parallel line here. From here I will project. Inclination between these two lines should be 40. After this, I told you in this problem you have to consider apparent inclination because same locus is inclined to HP at 30 degree and same locus we have to rotate with respect to VP also by 40 degree. In such cases we have to take or we have to find out apparent inclination before you place this object. To find out apparent inclination, first consider actual height of object. Actual height is 50 mm. So cut one arc of radius 50 mm. You have to consider actual height first 50. Cut one arc. After that, in second top view, you have to measure. Here I have considered distance from O to O1. In second step also you have to consider distance from O to O1. Measure distance from O to O1, that is 43.3. Draw one horizontal line passing through this point. Now we have to cut one more arc of dimension 43.3 and taking same previous center, just like planes problem. We'll repeat it again. First, consider actual height of this prism. If it is pyramid, consider actual height of pyramid. Cut first arc. Draw one horizontal line. To cut second arc, measure what is the distance between O to O1 in second image. If it is pyramid also, you have to measure distance between O to O1. Here this distance is, dimension is 43.3. So taking same previous center, cut one more arc of dimension 43.3. Now this will be new O1 point. O1 or O, you can consider this one as O1 or else O also. And this will be point, this center will be point O. Now we have to copy this entire diagram from second step to third step. While drawing in graph sheet manually, you have to locate each and every point, then you have to copy same diagram. In computer, you can use this copy paste option. You can use this move option to copy this diagram. First, select entire object. This O point will place O point here. This is O point now. You have to copy paste. O point will be here. Then rotate this object. While rotating, this point will be fixed and O1 should locate here. Rotate without copy. You have to place O1 here. After copying this object, moving on to final step, project vertical lines from every point. This is similar to previous problem. After drawing these vertical lines, project horizontal line from every point. After drawing these horizontal lines, then locate each and every point in this diagram. To locate each and every point, similar to what we did in second step, consider horizontal line from D and vertical line from D. These two points will intersect here, so this point will be D dash. Locate each and every point like this. You will be having altogether 6 top corners, 6 bottom corners, and O and O1. You will be having altogether 14 points. So all 14 points you have to locate here. I have located all the points here. After locating all the points, first concentrate only on outermost points and connect using continuous line. Here C is outermost point, B is outermost, A is outermost, this A1 is outermost point, F1 is outermost, E1 is outermost, next outermost point, D and back to C. Now consider inner points. There are two inner points, F dash and C1 dash. We'll start with F dash. In third step, observer will be located here, and when you observe from here, point F is away from observer. Therefore, this is hidden point. All the point which comes to F will be dotted. The three lines to F are, one is from A to F, E to F, and F to F1. So you'll be having one dotted line from A to F, A to F, B to F, E to F, and last one from F to F1, F to F1. And the last point is point C1. C1 is located very close to F1. Since when you observe from here, this point C1 is located here, it is nearer to observer. So all three lines will be continuous, and the three lines to C1 are one from B1 to C1, D1 to C1, and C to C1. So C to C1 continuous line, B1 to C1 continuous, and last C1 to D1 you will be having continuous line. Locate O and O1. The point is O1 is located here. Point O is located here. You have to connect it using axis line. So that completes solution for problem number 5 under projection of solids. Thank you.